We arrived in Singapore, monsoon weather, pouring with rain, and I was there for several days. I was in the camp most of the time with the cookhouse, as I was sort of in with charge of the water, and with my other friend of mine that got killed, that died afterwards. But I also drove one or two of the officers up to the front line during the time with different messages and that, and always had instructions that should anybody get killed, the other one should try and get to where we were going, and it was called Wimpo. When we were coming back, we had a message to say that the roads were cut off. We had to go a different way. With that, I managed to get back to the camp, and then for quite a long time we could hear the bombing and shells and what have you. But then after a few, well, it wasn't long really before we had the message we had to go back. So we started going back to Singapore, and from day to day we went farther into Singapore. After we got over the bridge, we thought we might be all right, but we could hear the Japanese. We could hear the shells coming over at us, and we could hear all their messages and that. I could hear them quite plain, so I knew they weren't far away. And then the next thing I knew was, after a few days, that we were going to surrender and there'd be no more fighting. We were sort of told we weren't allowed to talk too much, we weren't allowed to say anything, We even had any our belongings. They told us we had to get rid of all our belongings. We had to put our rifles in and put them in the one of the rooms there, and that's all I knew. And the next day we had to march to Changi. The day after we surrendered, they come marching right through Singapore, and that's when I saw all the Japanese with their ammunition and all that, But when we got to Changi, we were put in camps there, and all we had to eat then was rice, and that was full of maggots and God knows what. Terrible stuff it was. I think it was what they'd be. And cattle feed, we called it.